Rainbow's End, The Adventure of a Young Unicorn. Rainbow was a young and curious unicorn who lived in a magical forest. She loved to explore and learn new things, and she was always looking for adventure. One night, Rainbow had a strange dream. She was in a vast, open field, and in the distance, she could see a beautiful rainbow. The colors of the rainbow were brighter and more vibrant than any she had ever seen before. As Rainbow walked closer to the rainbow, she noticed that the colors began to swirl and dance around her. Suddenly, the rainbow vanished, and Rainbow was surrounded by darkness. She felt a gentle nudge on her shoulder and turned to see a wise old owl perched on a nearby branch. "Hello, Rainbow," the owl said in a soft, kind voice. "I have a message for you." Rainbow listened carefully as the owl told her about a mysterious place called Rainbow's End. "It's a place where the colors of the rainbow come to life," the owl said. "But finding it is no easy task. You will have to travel far and face many challenges along the way." Rainbow woke up with a start, her heart pounding with excitement. She knew that she had to find Rainbow's End, no matter what. She gathered her things and set out on her adventure, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Rainbow trotted through the forest, feeling both nervous and excited. She knew that the journey to find Rainbow's End would not be easy, but she was determined to succeed. As she walked, Rainbow heard a rustling in the bushes. She paused and saw a small, furry creature peeking out from the foliage. It was a rabbit, and it looked just as nervous as Rainbow felt. "Hello there," Rainbow said, trying to sound friendly. "What's your name?" The rabbit hesitated before answering. "My name is Thumper," it said softly. Rainbow smiled. "Nice to meet you, Thumper. I'm Rainbow. I'm on a journey to find Rainbow's End. Would you like to come with me?" Thumper's eyes widened. "Really? You would let me come with you?" Rainbow nodded. "Of course. I could use a friend on this journey. And two pairs of eyes are better than one when it comes to spotting danger." Thumper thought about it for a moment before nodding. "Okay. I'll come with you." Rainbow and Thumper set off on their journey, keeping their eyes and ears open for any clues that might lead them to Rainbow's End. As they walked, they talked and laughed, and Rainbow was grateful to have a friend by her side. Little did they know that their journey would be much more difficult than they ever imagined. But they were determined to press on, no matter what challenges lay ahead. Rainbow and Thumper had been walking for hours, and the sun was beginning to set. They had crossed streams, climbed steep hills, and fought off a group of pesky squirrels who tried to steal their supplies. As they made their way through a dense thicket, Rainbow suddenly heard a low growl. She froze in her tracks and signaled for Thumper to do the same. "What was that?" Thumper whispered, his eyes wide with fear. Rainbow strained her ears and heard the growl again, this time closer. She could now make out a pair of glowing eyes in the darkness. "Stay behind me," Rainbow said, her voice shaking slightly. "We need to be careful." Suddenly, a large, menacing wolf emerged from the shadows. It was twice the size of Rainbow and Thumper combined, with sharp teeth and claws. Rainbow's heart was pounding with fear, but she stood her ground, determined to protect herself and Thumper. The wolf growled again and took a step forward. Rainbow knew that they needed to act fast. She focused all her energy and summoned a powerful beam of rainbow light. The light hit the wolf, stunning it and causing it to stumble back. Without hesitating, Rainbow and Thumper took off running as fast as they could, with the wolf hot on their heels. They zigzagged through the thicket, trying to lose the wolf, but it was relentless. Just as Rainbow and Thumper thought they were done for, they spotted a clearing up ahead. Rainbow pushed herself harder than ever before, and with one final burst of speed, she and Thumper broke through the thicket and into the clearing. To their surprise, the clearing was filled with colorful flowers and plants, all of them glowing with rainbow light. And in the center of the clearing stood a magnificent rainbow-colored tree. Rainbow and Thumper were in awe, but they didn't have time to rest. The wolf was still chasing them, and they needed to find a way to defend themselves. Thinking quickly, Rainbow focused all her energy and summoned a powerful beam of rainbow light again. This time, the light hit the rainbow tree, causing it to come to life and wrap its branches around the wolf. trapping it. Rainbow and Thumper breathed a sigh of relief and collapsed on the ground, exhausted but exhilarated by their victory. They had faced their first real danger on their journey to find Rainbow's End, but they had come out victorious. And they knew that they were now one step closer to their ultimate goal. After their encounter with the fierce wolf, Rainbow and Thumper had been walking for what felt like days. They had encountered all kinds of obstacles along the way, from treacherous ravines to dark and spooky caves. One day, as they were making their way through a dense forest, Rainbow suddenly heard the sound of running water. She and Thumper followed the sound and soon came upon a beautiful lake. The water was crystal clear and sparkled in the sunlight. But what made the lake truly magical were the countless tiny rainbows that danced above the surface. Rainbow was enchanted, and without thinking, she ran towards the lake. But as she approached, she realized too late that the lake was cursed. As soon as her hooves touched the water, Rainbow felt herself being pulled under. She struggled to break free, but the more she tried to swim, the more the lake's grip on her tightened. Thumper, who had been following behind her, saw what was happening and acted quickly. He grabbed a nearby branch and used it to pull Rainbow back to the shore. "Are you okay, Bear?" he asked, his eyes filled with concern. Rainbow shook the water from her mane and shuddered. "That was close," she said. "I don't know what came over me." Thumper looked at the lake and frowned. "There's something strange about this place," he said. "We need to be careful." As they were discussing their next move, they heard a loud splash. They turned to see a group of small, mischievous fairies splashing and playing in the lake. The fairies noticed Rainbow and Thumper and swam over to them. "Hello, travelers," one of them said. "What brings you to our enchanted lake?" Rainbow and Thumper explained that they were on a journey to find Rainbow's End, and the fairies nodded knowingly. "I see," the fairy said. "Well, if you want to cross the lake, you'll need to answer our riddle. If you get it right, we'll let you pass. But if you get it wrong, you'll be stuck here forever." Rainbow and Thumper exchanged nervous glances, but they knew they had no choice. The fairies presented them with a riddle, and they thought hard before giving their answer. To their relief, the fairies nodded their heads in approval. "Well done," they said. "You may pass." Rainbow and Thumper crossed the lake safely, and as they made their way to the other side, they heard the fairies singing a cheerful tune. Rainbow and Thumper continued on their journey, grateful for the help of the kind fairies. They knew that they had faced yet another obstacle, but they had also gained a new ally in their quest to find Rainbow's End. As Rainbow and her friends continued their journey through the forest, they suddenly heard a loud rustling in the trees ahead. They cautiously approached, and as they drew closer, they saw the source of the noise. It was a massive creature, larger than any animal they had ever seen. Its fur was thick and shaggy, and its eyes were bright and kind. Rainbow and her friends were initially frightened, but they quickly realized that the creature meant them no harm. The creature spoke to them in a gentle voice, telling them that it was a protector of the forest and all the creatures that lived within it. It was called the Great Guardian, and it had been watching over the forest for centuries. Rainbow and her friends were amazed by the Great Guardian's beauty and power. They had never seen such a magnificent creature before. The Great Guardian sensed their wonder and offered to show them around the forest, pointing out all the magical creatures and hidden secrets along the way. As they journeyed through the forest with the Great Guardian, Rainbow and her friends learned about the interconnectedness of all living things in the forest. They saw how every creature played an important role in the ecosystem, and how the forest was a delicate balance that must be preserved. The Great Guardian showed them a hidden waterfall that they could swim in, and led them to a clearing where they could rest and enjoy a picnic. It was a wonderful day of adventure and discovery, and Rainbow and her friends were grateful to the Great Guardian for showing them the beauty of the forest. As they said their goodbyes, the Great Guardian gave each of them a small token of appreciation, a special rock that would bring them good luck on their journey. Rainbow and her friends thanked the Great Guardian for its kindness and set off on their way, feeling invigorated and inspired by the magic of the forest. Rainbow and her friends had journeyed for many days, encountering strange creatures and overcoming dangerous obstacles along the way. They had seen the beauty of the forest, and the magic that existed in every corner. Finally, they arrived at their destination, a place that glowed with a brilliant light. They knew that this was Rainbow's End, the place that the wise old owl had spoken of in her dream. As they approached, they saw that the colors of the rainbow were more vibrant than ever, swirling and dancing in the light. They were in awe of the beauty before them, and they knew that they had found what they had been searching for. Rainbow and her friends stepped into the glow, and suddenly they were lifted into the air. They were carried through a tunnel of light, each color of the rainbow shining brighter than the last. When they emerged on the other side, they found themselves in a field of flowers, each one a different color of the rainbow. They laughed and played, dancing in the vibrant colors and feeling the magic that surrounded them. As the sun began to set, Rainbow and her friends knew that it was time to return to their own world. They said goodbye to the magical place and thanked it for the adventure of a lifetime. With their hearts full of wonder and their minds filled with memories, Rainbow and her friends journeyed back through the forest, the great guardian and all the magical creatures waving goodbye as they passed. As they emerged from the forest, they knew that their lives would never be the same. They had seen the magic of the world, and they would never forget the adventure that had brought them there. Rainbow and her friends walked away, ready to face whatever came their way, knowing that the magic of the world was always just around the corner, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching.